Hi Leighton, lovely to meet up with you on the range again yesterday and do some further work on your game. Just to recap on the session that we did, the exit position after last session is much better. We can see here as you come through, the club works across and back to the left a little bit more than previously, so we're not hitting out at it quite as much. As a result, the exit's a little bit lower, still not quite low enough, but it is lower and we're heading in the right direction. Ball strike overall is coming on a treat. You can see you're moving forward better. Still come out of forward flexion a little bit, but there's a lot more right tilt in the finish than on your previous session, and as a result you're seeing a much improved strike on the golf ball with an overall improvement in direction. In regards to the session that we did yesterday, what I'd like to see is maybe a little bit less knee flex here, a little bit too much bend rather than a flex that we see here on the right with Hunter Mahan. Albeit with a longer club, there still isn't that same sort of squatty look at setup. In regards to the takeaway itself, what we've got to try and do is we've got to try and get this club to work back a little bit squarer to the arc of the swing. So if we watch Hunter Mahan, as he takes the club back, the club is working very much sort of up his shaft line without much face rotation during the first part of his swing. So by waist level, we've got a situation where the arms are in, the club is out in relation to the hands and arms, but in relation to the target line. So what's happened there is during the takeaway, during the swing in general, Hunter Mahan is making concentric circles with the club, his hands and the arms. So as he takes the club back, the club, the hands and the arms are orbiting the body in concentric circles. Everything working away together and at the same rate with very little manipulation. So we can see there again that the arms are in across the chest by the time we get just over waist level. We'll take a little look with yourself what starts to happen early in the swing and then progresses onwards after. The club stays on the line for too long. When the club stays on the line for too long, the left arm starts to separate from the chest ever so slightly. To get the club inside now, we've got to roll it with the hands, and we get a situation where just at waist level we've now got the arms out and the club in, as opposed to what we see here with Hunter Mahan, which are the arms in and the club out. From there it's going to be very difficult for you to sequence the moves properly. We're not quite in enough with the arms at that point, and then we're trying to fight to get the club back on the inside as we come down, because we've took it back on the line, we've got to get it back on the circle to hit the shot. In turn that results in the left shoulder climbing, the body coming up to make room for the club to get back on the inside. One of the easiest ways to get that club back on the inside if taken back incorrectly is by standing up or extending too early. That in turn flattens out the angle of attack, flattens out the approach, and more importantly gets the club on the inside. Ideally we wouldn't want to do that. We'd want to do like we see here with Hunter Mahan, where he takes the club back and the arms back more on the inside. As a result now he can unwind and the arms will stay on the inside. You can see the arms staying on the chest. He doesn't have to fight to get the club on the inside. It's there by default. He can return to forward flexion, maintain his inclination to the ground, and still come from the inside the appropriate amount. Good luck with it, and I look forward to speaking with you again in the near future. Well done.